welcome this evening to everyone that is joining us for this session. We're thrilled to have you here. My name is Bonnie Patterson, and I'm President and CEO of the Council of Ontario Universities. I'm thrilled to be here today, and on behalf of all of the universities in the province, I'd like to welcome you to the awards celebration of the second annual Innovative Designs for Accessibility, what we call affectionately IDeA, a student competition. Ontario universities are committed to the provincial goal of creating an accessible and inclusive environment for all. And to help turn this goal into a reality, we decided to bring accessibility awareness to our classrooms by engaging the minds of our students and tapping their creativity. Through the IDeA competition, undergraduate students are asked to create innovative, cost-effective, and practical solutions to accessibility-related barriers. We hope that they'll take that knowledge that they've learned from the competition with them as they move forward in their studies and into their careers, helping to create a culture of accessibility wherever they go. The Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act, AODA, as we affectionately call it, outlines 5 main barriers: attitudinal, architectural and physical, systemic barriers, technology barriers, and information and communications barriers. And we've used these barriers as the categories for the IDeA competition this year. And like you, I'm eager to hear the students pitch their ideas to the panel. But before they do, I'd like to thank a few people that are with us. Without them, the competition, quite frankly, would not be possible. And it's taken their commitment, many individuals, and I can start with by acknowledging the Ontario government for its generous and ongoing support through the Enabling Change program. Our partners at the Accessibility Directorate of Ontario in the Ministry of Economic Development, Trade and Employment have been keen and enthusiastic supporters throughout the competition, and we look forward to continuing this partnership in the future. Secondly, I'd like to thank all the participating institutions. Your enthusiasm for promoting the competition has resulted in a very successful second year. This year, 18 out of 21 Ontario universities participated, and we're excited to see the competition continue to grow. In particular, I'd like to thank the members of the IDeA Working Group, so ably chaired by Andy Reimark, the Dean of Engineering at Western University, who successfully steered the competition this year. We also salute the selection panel, who are sitting in front of me, who spent their time, gave us their expertise and dedication to be able to adjudicate for the competition. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to all our student competitors. Your participation, your enthusiasm, your creativity, your great ideas is what makes this all so very exciting. We're very pleased to have Minister Eric Hoskins with us today, and for taking time out of what we know is a very busy schedule of a minister to celebrate the innovation and ingenuity of some of our brilliant Ontario University undergraduates. And a thank you to OCE and the Discovery Conference for providing us with a theatre space to showcase the designs submitted by the competition. Now, let's get to the event. A quick overview for you so that you know where we're headed. First, we'll hear a very special message. We're thrilled to have the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, David C. Onley, and he's going to talk to you, not in person, unfortunately, but he wanted to send his personal greetings by video, particularly to the students. Then we'll call on the minister to speak and say a few words and introduce the selection panel. And then finally, we'll call on Susan Kelman, and I think has a kind of tough job myself, and she's going to moderate today's event. And why is that a challenge? It's because we're inviting each student team to make their pitch in 90 seconds. So we wish you well in that endeavor. And then, certainly not least, Eric Hoskins, the Honourable Eric Hoskins will return to the stage, and he'll join me in announcing this year's top 3 winners of the IDeA competition. So without further ado, let me call on our special guest by video. They're on this side and this side.
Good afternoon. Today I extend warm greetings to everyone involved in the Innovative Designs for Accessibility competition. The IDeA competition invites Ontario undergraduates to seek creative solutions to a range of accessibility issues. I applaud all of the students who have entered, including those presenting today, and especially the top 3 finalists. I greatly admire your initiative and enthusiasm and the creativity that you bring to your work. Each of you has taken up the challenge of helping to create a more accessible world, and I appreciate your keen effort. In Ontario, we are fortunate to have legislation that aims to achieve full accessibility by the year 2025. The 5 barriers identified in the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act form the categories of this competition. So the students propose changes in attitudes, organizations, physical environments, communications, and technology. Their projects aim to create a more inclusive society by reducing social as well as physical barriers. Accessibility is such a broad issue that it includes everything from removing curbs to opening doors to employment. In fact, in my work, I define accessibility as that which enables people to achieve their full potential. As the first Lieutenant Governor of Ontario with a physical disability, I take a keen interest in accessibility issues. And I agree with Dr. Stephen Hawking, who said that disability need not be an obstacle to success. It is also my hope that this century will mark a turning point for inclusion of people with disabilities in the lives of their societies. The IDeA competition is a big step in the right direction, and it's great to see you building upon last year's success. On behalf of all Ontarians, I commend the Council of Ontario Universities for staging this competition. I acknowledge support from the Enabling Change program, and I thank the accessibility experts on the selection panel for generously sharing their expertise. And best of all, I congratulate the students whose visions of a more accessible world bring hope to all of our hearts. May you continue to build accessibility into the products, policies, and processes that you develop in your careers. And may initiatives like yours place our province in the vanguard as we aim to achieve full accessibility. Keep up the good work, and congratulations.
What a wonderful message. We can remember that for a long time. So it is a pleasure for me to be able to introduce Minister Eric Hoskins of the Ministry of Economic Development, Trade and Employment. Minister.
Well, thanks, Bonnie, for that the introduction. And I'm going to be really quick because I have to admit I'm excited having stopped by the booth, which has, I think there are 9 competition entrants altogether. We're going to narrow down. I don't know how you're going to do it, narrowing it from 9 down to 3, but I am so excited to not only hear the pitches and the descriptions, albeit in a very short period of time, in just a few minutes, but obviously to be part of this important competition. And I'll just add a couple of things. So I'm the Minister of Economic Development, Trade and Employment. And one of the important things that happened this year was the Accessibility Directorate, which is the office and staffing in government responsible for overseeing and implementing the AODA, the Accessibility for Ontario, the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act. That directorate was moved from Community and Social Services over to my ministry. And it was moved there for a whole variety of reasons, but primarily because it was felt that we need to do more as a government and a society to make sure that individuals living with disabilities are fully integrated into our workforce and have the same employment opportunities that any Ontarian would and should have. Now, the competition that you're involved in and the amazing work that you've been involved in over the past months, probably somewhat longer for some of you, is not simply work and efforts and innovations and entrepreneurism which will benefit Ontario, it will benefit Canada, and in fact it will benefit the entire world. And I know that, again, having learned about the 9 entrants in this competition, I can see and understand just the global opportunities that each of these projects actually have. So the other interesting thing I want to mention is that back in 1988, 25 years ago, Rick Hansen, probably some of you know who Rick is, who had his Man in Motion tour around the world. I think he in his chair, I think he actually moved about 40,000 kilometers right around the world. But when he was completed that Man in Motion tour, he asked the Canadian government to do something quite important. In fact, he asked, among other things, to create an entire week which is dedicated to people with disabilities and increasing awareness of Canadians about the issues and the challenges and the opportunities that people with disabilities face. And so here we are this week. In fact, it's called the National Access Awareness Week. So it's a very fitting time that we have this, the results of this competition here at this venue. So I want to congratulate everybody who's participated. I'm not going to introduce the members of the, what do you call yourselves, the deliberating team, the panel. It's nothing so sophisticated as it's the panel. But there they are. They look like a very talented, intellectually competent group. And I know in the minutes following, they're going to have the difficult decision of deciding among the 9 who the top three finalists are. And with that, I think the next stage is we're going to actually have 90-second deliveries of the competitors' projects, a little bit of deliberation, and then hopefully I'll be back here to announce the winners. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Hoskins, for your remarks, and again for taking the time to be with us. We know ministers are extremely busy, and we're all most appreciative to have our MPPs that represent our communities at Queen's Park, and we're thrilled today that we also have Rob Milligan here with us, MPP somewhere. Saw him back there. There he is. Rob, thank you for joining us as well. We appreciate it. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Sue-Ann Kelman, who will be the moderator for the student pitches. Sue-Ann is the Associate Chair of Ryerson University's School of Journalism. She had a successful career as a journalist before joining Ryerson, creating documentaries for CBC Radio's Sunday Morning, and of course writing for the Globe and Mail and the Literary Review of Canada. As a faculty member at an Ontario university, Sue-Ann is well aware of the importance of making education as accessible for our students as possible. So please join me in welcoming Sue-Ann. Take it away.
They've given me my own mic, and I thought it might be because I'm so short that you wouldn't be able to see me over the podium, but that's clearly not true. So I'm going to work from here for now. Thank you, President Patterson. I'm going to keep my own opening remarks very brief and quite personal. I'm here for 2 reasons, and one is representing everyone who teaches at an Ontario university. We all routinely deal with the challenges of ensuring full accessibility. So before we introduce the student submissions that address that challenge, I'd like to say just a few words about something that we often overlook, the benefits that everyone enjoys when we enhance accessibility. My examples, as I've said, are personal, and for this, very concrete. First, at the school, we are grappling now with the need to renovate space in order to help 2 faculty members who are experiencing difficulty with mobility. And when you start looking at this, one of the things you realize is that you have a lot of unexamined assumptions about how you organize space for teaching. When you are liberated from those, you realize that sometimes you can do better. You can find creative solutions for everyone. We have an extremely diverse student body at Ryerson, at the School of Journalism, and I'm sure across the province. When I was asked to participate in the event, one of the students my mind went back to was the first student that I ever taught who was completely blind. Because she had a very heavy course load, she was a graduate student, the Access Center at the university was having difficulty keeping up with the demands of her academic program. So some of her fellow students banded together to record her text on law and ethics on CD. Now, it's a very long text, and she did extremely well in the course, but so did everyone who assisted in reading aloud from it to record for her. And I think one of the reasons for their success was the unfamiliar experience of reading aloud and the inspiration of her own extraordinary memory for what she heard. That new attention to listening served them very well in the radio courses that I teach later. The school has also been home to 3 students with osteogenesis imperfecta and 1 student with a related but very rare condition, so rare that only 8 cases of it have been recorded internationally. Because their bones were so fragile, in the early years that I was at the school, we could not allow them to do any of the technical work because the cameras, the lights, everything we used was so heavy that it was dangerous for their fragile bones. So we started looking for much more lightweight equipment, and whenever it became available and we could afford it, we bought it. Over the years, we have greatly reduced the weight of the equipment that we used, and we realized that this benefited not just those students, but everyone. The old equipment really was too heavy. In the long term, it could have caused injury, back problems. It also allows you to do a better job of recording because you can work with greater speed. So in ensuring accessibility for those students who had immediate problems, in the end, we've helped everyone. So now let's look at some new proposed improvements. I said that there were 2 reasons that I was invited to do this. One is to represent Ontario University professors in general, and the other is because I am extremely mean. Would the competitors come up? You're right, more room.
Right to the edge.
Let's squeeze together here. So here are the rules. You can introduce yourselves and your universities briefly. This is not the time to thank your mothers, your professors, your faithful dog. Forget it. You then have 90 seconds for your presentation. See that clock? It's going to go down from 1 to 0 and then back up to 30. When it hits 0, you will have spoken for 1 minute. And I'm going to hold up my finger, like the very mean school teacher that I am, to indicate that you have 30 seconds left. When you're down to 10 seconds, I'm going to go like this to indicate that you should wrap up. At 88 seconds, I'm going to draw my finger across my throat, which means that it's really time to stop. I'm not even going to tell you what I will do if you go over 90 seconds. Does everyone have that? Okay. Let's start with the first group, interface.
My name is David Newman, and I'm one of the co-creators of Interface, and we are from McMaster University. So the goal of our project was to facilitate hands-free computer interaction. The use of a traditional mouse and keyboard is a significant barrier for many people to using a personal computer and enjoying the benefits that come with that. There are many conditions that impair upper limb movement, such as ALS or paralysis. And for these people, it's difficult or almost impossible to use a personal computer in the same way that other people do. So when we were designing our project, we had those people in mind. So to solve this problem, we actually created a solution that combines both face tracking and the measurement of brain waves to create a full system that allows the user to use the computer without their hands. Our system uses the Microsoft Kinect depth sensor to perform face tracking, and slight angle changes of the user's face are measured and used to control the cursor on the display. We use a wireless headset that measures brainwaves to actually control a click on this interface. The user performs a long eye blink, and this is measured and used to trigger a click. So this provides a simple and intuitive interface that is much cheaper than many solutions that are currently available. Thank you very much for your time.
Very well done. The 3D prosthetic hand.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Tim Inglis, and I'm from Carleton University, and we developed a very inexpensive prosthetic hand. So the goal of our project was to really create a cheap myoelectric hand. A myoelectric hand is an electrical prosthetic hand that uses electrical impulses generated by muscle contractions to open and close. They cost now between $15,000 and $50,000 and are out of reach for many people who don't have insurance or some other sort of funding. So what we did was try to break that barrier by bringing the cost down. We did that in two ways. First, we developed a very inexpensive control system, electrical control system, which is much, much cheaper than what's currently available and costs less than $100. Additionally, we designed a 3D printed prosthetic hand, which is very, very cheap to do and also can be iterated very quickly. So you don't have to spend lots of time and money tooling up a new factory to create a new hand every time someone else wants one. Prosthetics are very, very well designed for a mass customization market. So a single person will have a hand of one size, and their options currently are small, medium, or large. So this system allows them we can scan one of their hands and then make a hand that better suits them and incorporate our very flexible control system. Additionally, the control system allows us to do much more than just open and close a hand like this. We have the ability to do pinch grips and key grips and all sorts of much more functional device grips and stuff like that. So it's a much more functional system and opens up the market to people who currently didn't previously have access. The difference between having a prosthetic and not is often the difference between working and not. So it's really important, and it's important that everyone has access to the technology. Thank you.
Great. Lovely. The inclusive moto.
Hello. Hello, my name is Teresa J, and I'm from Carleton University, and my project is Goose Emoto. Now, imagine being able to fly through the turns, lean over, get on the gas, hit jumps, go over rocks, but you can't use your legs. And basically that's what I try to do, is make it possible for someone with a lower body disability to ride an off-road motorcycle and experience it exactly the way it should be, in my opinion, and as a professional motorcycle racer. And basically, through the course of the year, I developed a system that holds the bike upright when you're coming to a stop. But when you start riding, you start going and taking off, this system retracts inwards and allows the bike to lean into the corners, to be able to basically go through all the obstacles that a normal motorcycle would. But then at the same time, not giving an individual lower body disability the inability to do it freely and independently because they can't stop and start on their own. Because in the reality is the way riders actually ride a motorcycle as a paraplegic is they constantly need someone coming and holding the bike upright for them when they come to a stop or when they need to start. But with the system that I developed, they have the full ability to ride a bike and really enjoy it. And to be honest, it's important to really share the quality of life with everyone. And really, why not start in a point where basically, all right, thank you.
No, you got
sorry. Why not start basically by start with making them do activities that they really, really enjoy. And honestly, motorcycling is awesome.
You're okay. Fine. Inclusive life.
Hi there, my name is JD Sherman. I'm from Carleton University. So this year I had an amazing opportunity to work on a height adjustable seat that actually gets installed into your existing rigid frame wheelchair. So no longer do you have to purchase a brand new height adjustable seat or wheelchair that could cost anywhere from $12,000 to $15,000, but instead you just purchase this seat with a pneumatic cylinder in it. You strip off your old seating, get it installed in, and now you have the functionality of height adjustment. So this just uses a very simple pneumatic cylinder, something that you'd find in like an office chair, and it gives 6 inches of lift So what that allows you to do now is reach for the next cupboard shelf. It allows you to prop yourself up and engage with someone eye level while talking with them. And so you can see there's so many applications just for this small 6-inch a lift on a seat. It's actually neat. There's also a lot of opportunity in the medical industry. If you're thinking of transferring a patient from their chair to their bed, now they can be lifted up, and a caregiver can actually help by assisting the person into their bed. So there's a lot of neat opportunities. And I guess a big issue is mobility, I guess, is key as you're a wheelchair user. And a lot of these height adjustable chairs on the market, when you're propped up, you can't actually reach your tires anymore. So mobility is lost. And so this 6 inches allows you to always reach your tires so that you're mobile at all times, which I think is a very important feature to include in a height adjustable chair. So I thank you for your time.
Perfect. Dot technology system, or DOT?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Neocortical, and I'm from Carleton University. Currently, there are a few implements for blind and visually impaired athletes in terms of navigation. Current professional guides can become expensive, and lining up schedules with a friend can be difficult for regular practice. This opportunity led me to my thesis project for a holistic navigation system for blind and visually impaired athletes. The system is made up of two key parts, one of which provides navigation and the other provides information about environmental obstacles through haptic feedback. The navigation part of the system is analogous to a standard voice-over GPS. Users can map regular routes with any guide dog or cane and add custom notifications along the way. They can then save this route and mapped by name. Later, this route can be accessed for a run. Previously mapped turn signals and reminders will be provided to the user during a run via Bluetooth audio. Environmental haptic feedback is provided through a harness the user wears on the run. Various feedback points on the shoulders and torso vibrate when an approaching obstacle is left, right, or overhead. In combination with the navigation system, there is a pulse vibration that varies with the distance of an obstacle so that a user gets a perceived depth perception. Environmental haptic feedback paired with a navigation will provide information similar to a guide dog or cane. Thank you for your time.
Left neglect.
Good evening. Can I take this out?
Sure.
Cool.
I think so, Ken. Mahi?
Can you hear me? Cool. My name is Ivang Saxena. I'm here with my teammate Eric Gluck and my professor at the back, Ashley. And we are from University of Toronto. Anyways, let's talk about left neglect. What is left neglect? It's essentially a disorder that patients with strokes have where they're unable to see anything on their left side. And it's not that they cannot see things on their left side, but they don't understand what left is. So to them, only half their body exists. The problem that they face is that they keep running into things on the left side because they don't know it's there. They can't see it, right? Also, they keep tilting to the right because we stand like this. We know our center is in the middle. We have a left and a right. Now, if you only had a right, the center is a little offset. So to modify for that, they keep tilting to the right. And sometimes they tilt so much that they'll fall. The device that we made, it's a proximity sensor that initially it will detect anything on the left side using ultrasonic sensor. And it will bring awareness to the user through their glasses because there's a small LED there. And secondly, it's a leveling sensor that uses gravity as reference, and it recognizes the tilt of the user, right? And once they go past a certain angle, they're tilting, and you bring awareness by vibrational feedback. And essentially what the goal of the project was, we wanted to bring rehabilitation and make it easier for the patients to live their lives more independently. They can operate at home much easier. They can move around without bumping into obstacles, stationary or moving people. And hopefully it helps their rehabilitation, and hopefully we can have an impact. Thank you for your time.
Perfect. Phineas.
Hi, my name's Joseph. Too short, apparently. Hi, my name's Joseph Santarelli, and me and my team are first-year students at the University of Western Ontario. So, other than being engineers, a lot of my group is also lifeguards, and we designed a system that helps blind people swim independent of anybody else. So right now at the Paralympics, how they allow blind people to swim is they have something called tappers. So it's basically they take a sponge, they put it on top of a pole, and as you get 5 meters away, they tap you on the head with it. So it's not a very dignified way. So we thought there has to be a better way. So using 2 sensors, one on each side that are this size, you put one on each side, and you put an armband on that has a microphone in it. And as you're swimming, you get closer to the wall, and it beeps, and it tells you how far away you are from the wall. So the closer you get, the more beeps there are. And this is a great way for them to be independent and also be able to exercise. So another reason this is really important is because the Ontario Stats Canada says they interview a whole bunch of people who have disabilities, and they say, what's the hardest thing for you to do? And almost every year, one of the things they say is exercise. So this is helpful to everybody and can also be used for many things other than swimming. So if you'd like to find about those, we're right over at that booth, and you can come talk to us. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Palette.
Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Calvin Chu. I'm a recent graduate of the University of Waterloo's Mechatronics Engineering program, and I'm the co-founder of a startup called Palette. Palette, the problem that we see is that people nowadays use computers for so many different tasks. They're so important, and there's also so many different people that use computers. Except the thing is, the main way we interact with them is still through a one-size-fits-all keyboard and mouse. Sure, this was great when we were still using typewriters 200 years ago, but now it is just not a good solution. So our solution is something called Palette. Palette is a customizable computer interface. It's a hardware device that comprises of different modules like this, and these modules are buttons, knobs, sliders, even foot pedals. And the idea is that a user can put together these modules kind of like Lego and build an interface that's customized to their specific needs. So this allows them to to have an interface and a way of interacting that fits exactly the way they work. For example, somebody who is blind or has a vision impairment could build a custom controller to control their screen reader. Or, for example, somebody like my grandmother, who isn't very good with computers, can build a custom interface to interface with Skype so she can video chat with me. Or even somebody like these photographers over here can build an interface to work with photo editing. So it's really not just for people with disabilities, but really a better way of interacting for everybody. Thanks a lot.
Harambee.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew Theobald, and along with my design team from Carleton University, we designed a series of products for people living with disability in the context of rural Kasese, Uganda. I developed a micro business that uses their unique applications of mobile technology to give disabled people a role in this sort of revolutions that's providing opportunities for so many people. My teammate Carmen designed adaptive tools to allow them to participate in agricultural work and to support the household. My teammate Ruby designed a walker made out of local materials, for instance, the same materials you might build a bicycle out of. And my teammate Alyssa designed an improved hand-crank tricycle, which is much better suited to the terrain of rural Uganda and the roads, but also manufacturable and serviceable within the context. The most rewarding part of our project was being able to work side by side with the people who in fact were going to use our products. We even had the opportunity to go to Uganda, conduct a research, prototyping, testing, and implementation phase alongside the people who were going to use our products and told us what was important for them to have, economic empowerment, dignity, the ability to make a contribution and to be respected. So each of our products is focused on, as the minister commented, unlocking people's potential. Disability is not inability, and that's what we strive to express. Thank you.
I'd like to thank all of you for, aside from the developments themselves, an absolutely fabulous presentation, and you all stuck to the time. Congratulations. I'd like to call President Patterson and the Minister back to the stage for the really exciting part now.
So just while we're giving our panelists a little bit of time, I want to thank Susan Ruptash, Monica Elkerman, Melanie Moore, Tracy Odell, Charles Silverman, who couldn't be with us today. And with that, in a matter of a minute, I'll ask Alfred Spencer, who chaired the selection panel, to help us out this way. Minister Hoskins is up here, and he's going to be given the envelopes, please.
You gonna do the drum roll?
Who can do a drum roll? There it is.
Thank you.
There it is. There's the drum roll. Thank you.
One at a time, that's pretty good. Okay, so we got second runner-up, first runner-up, winner, okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna do this together?
You're going to do it?
All right, so the IDeA Student Competition second runner-up. So we have 3 finalists. We have the winner, we have the first runner-up, and we have the second runner-up. And the second runner-up is Dot Navigation System, Neil Voorneveld, Carleton University. Congratulations. Yeah, nicely done. Amazing. I think we're going to do a photo. We're going to do a photo? Over here? Shift that way? This way.
Right, okay. There we go. Oh, one more.
Congratulations. Amazing. Okay, so the IDeA Student Competition first runner-up. First runner-up is the Harambee Project by Ruby Hadley, Carmen Liu, and Andrew Theobald, Carleton University. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Amazing. Nice job, guys. Thank you. I've worked in this again, so unbelievable, yeah. Here you go. Who wants this? That's great. Amazing application. My wife and I started War Job. Oh, yeah. Sam, that's my wife. So. Up in the building. Yeah. Well done. Keep it going. Keep doing it. That's amazing.
And the third?
Here's your
All right, and last but certainly not least, and I want to say congratulations before I do this to all of the competitors. Amazing innovations. And, you know, it shows that just how important it is that our colleges, our universities, our academic institutions continue to work hard to foster this kind of entrepreneurism and innovation. When you see the applications of the innovation and ingenuity, and particularly when it pertains to probably the most important thing in our society, right, which is all about inclusivity. So we're talking about applications that will help people with disabilities enter the workforce, carry on about their lives, and be fully part of our societies. It's not about providing special access to one sector of society or to another. It's about creating an inclusive society that we can all be proud of, where everybody in this province, this country, this world is treated equally, and the unique challenges that one of us might have, that we're able to overcome that with the support of incredible individuals, organizations, academics, entrepreneurs like yourselves. So without any further ado, the winner today is 3D printed prosthetics by Tim Inglis, Halim Beytekin, Natalie Lavasseur, and Aborz Erfani, Carleton University. Well, Carleton University did all right today. Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
30 seconds of impact.
Congratulations. Yeah, well done. There you go.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Well done, guys. Good team. Great.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Well, I think we ought to acknowledge that there was an incredible amount of talent that participated, including the winners of the events today. Can you just join me one more time in a round of applause for everyone that's been involved? A big thank you to Minister Hoskins for joining us. This is fantastic that you could be with us today. I think there must be something in Ottawa's water at Carleton. As I was sitting there thinking, Carleton.
How many of you guys are affiliated with Carleton?
And the judges
one.
were totally neutral. So congratulations to all our student winners today. This does conclude our event for today. If you get the opportunity, please come by the COU, Council of Ontario University's booth, which is right on the way out, opposite the main entrance to the floor. We'll be circulating information regarding the third year of the IDeA competition later this summer. And next year's competition will focus on parasport and active living in honor of the upcoming Pan American and Para-Pan American Games here in Ontario. I'd like to acknowledge Deputy Minister Paul Genet, who is here with us today, who has a big part of the responsibility to make sure that comes off well. So thanks for being with us, Paul. To all of you that helped, thank you. Thank you for helping us celebrate this year's IDeA student competition. Thank you for being here. Congratulations once again to all our winners and to all the participants for doing a great job. Thank you and good night.